Hello, and welcome to another episode of Oriya-Overall Wellness, where we talk about health from the top of our head to the bottom of our little tippy toes. Today, we're going to talk about how to get the wrong people out of our lives. Because some people are toxic, right? And they can be friends, they can be family, they can be coworkers. They could be, I don't know, people you grew up with that are still hanging around. I don't know, you just don't know. But we're going to talk about that a little bit today. And it's not going to be any bashing or anything like that. It's just that it's taking a look at yourself and how you want to take control of your central nervous system so that you will have some peace and calm. And that's what you want in your life, peace and calm. Okay. So before I get into the topic, though, I want you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you don't miss not one video. Okay. I want you to get all these videos. Definitely comment. I want to hear what you think. What are your thoughts? I don't care if it's negative or positive. Come on, let's engage, have some conversation going on. Okay. I want you to like the video, and I also want you to share it with somebody else who might be able to benefit from it, okay? So let's get into it. If you're like me, I grew up shy. Most people would look at me and say, mm-mm, you didn't grow up shy. But truth is, I did. I was the only child to my mother, the third child to my father out of five. So I have three sisters and one brother. We all have the same father. And so growing up without my dad, it was just me and my mom basically, and then my grandmother and a lot of my cousins. There were boys, all men. I was the only girl, so of course I was highly protected. Okay. Highly protected. And but I love it. I end up having two boys, you know. I just love. There was somebody that said, why she's always around men or boys or well, that's who I grew up around. Hello. I unfortunately I didn't get a chance to get in a relationship with any females. And when I tried to, there was always like jealousies, and there was no reason for them to not like me because I'm a likable person. I don't set out to hurt nobody. But I've been hurt millions of times. And so, how do you deal with that? At first, I used to try to make friends with people who I probably knew didn't want to be my friend. Okay. They didn't show adverse signs, but there were little nuances that I picked up on. And, but I just couldn't believe it because I'm such a great person. I mean, I think I am. I'm a nice person. I don't hurt nobody intentionally. But there's a thing that's called vibration and energy. Everybody doesn't agree or doesn't mesh well with your energy or with your vibe, and it's okay. They're not supposed to. So don't force it. Don't force it. If it was to be, it would have happened already. Okay? I don't care who it is, coworker, family member, friend, somebody you met last year, 2 years ago, and you still trying to be their friends. You're the only one calling. No, they don't call and check on you. Friendship is reciprocated, honey. So if it's not being reciprocated, don't feel bad if you stop calling or don't call anymore because they haven't even called to check up on you to see how you're doing. If you were of any value to them, guess what? They would have picked up the phone and said, "Hey, girl, what's up? What you want to do? Let's go have dinner. Let's go eat. Let's go to a concert." Let's do something. Let's go to an event, you know. And but if that's not happening, then you need to get to stepping. Okay. Now, there are folks, let's see, how can I say this, who intentionally set out to hurt you because they know your vulnerabilities, or you've shared too much, or they see that you're shy, or they see that you're um, very naive, so to speak. And I was in that state because, like I said, I was very protected as a little girl and as a young adult, a teenager and young adult. Even now to this day, my boys are very protective of me, okay? And my boy cousins, very protective of me right now to this day. My uncles, highly protective of me. And I'm still almost the only girl. There are some girls in the family, but they're real small. They're like 8, 10, 11. So I've been around for a long time by myself as the only girl in the family. So they're, just highly protective. So you have to, I forgot where I was going with that because I got really passionate about what I was just saying. But at any rate, you have to be careful because some people are set out to hurt you. And unfortunately, there are people like that in this world. And you have to have the insight, the foresight to look at that and not dismiss it like, oh, it's just who they are. Or, oh, you know, it's okay. No, it's not okay. All right? I don't have time to play in my life right now. I don't have time to play. So either you is or you ain't, as some folk might say. Either you in or you're not. So, but I got this fan over me and it's making my nose sniffy. So, but anyways, yeah, you have to not allow people to walk all over you. You have to not allow people to misuse you, betray you. Now, betrayal, that's a bad mamma jamma right there. Betrayal. Ooh, baby. Betrayal is huge. There's no coming back from that. Mm-mm. When someone betrays your trust, man, there's no coming back from that. You have to really pray hard. But after that, I mean, you can forgive them. Yes, definitely forgive them. Definitely. Because the forgiveness is for yourself. But that don't mean you have to be up in their face anymore. No, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not gonna be all up in your face after you betrayed me. Oh, no. I'll be cordial and nice. You can definitely be cordial and nice, but that doesn't mean you have to be in their face anymore. Because like I said, you got to protect your energy. Your energy is highly important. The vibe that you exude out to the world that's good and positive, you want that to come back. So if there's any negative energy that is in your space, in your sphere, in your bubble, whatever you want to call it, then you want to definitely get rid of that. You don't want any negativity. And this is how you do it. Because I know you're probably asking, well, Loretta, you saying what we need to do and what we need to do and all this kind of stuff, but you're not saying how. This is what you do. They're not calling you anyway. Stop. Stop calling. Just stop calling. If it's hard for you to do because you really care, and I understand, because I'm an empath, pray to God. Just say, you know what? I really love this person, but I just can't with them. I can't. And just pray. pray about it, and go on about your life. Just live your life. If you're in a situation and you can't leave or you can't get out of that situation, maybe they work with you, maybe they're in your household, maybe they're your family members and you got to see them, then that's a different story. You have to almost go within yourself and exude that positivity out, and hopefully they'll catch it. But even if they don't catch it, you have to act like they're not there and keep on moving in order for you to have peace. Now, in a previous video where I talked about self-care in chaos, I talked about the Tibetan bowls, the Tibetan singing bowls. You can have a session maybe when you're all alone by yourself, and hit that bowl, hit those bowls, take in the vibrations, and it's all good and positive. I know some people get a little spooky about stuff like this, but we're not going there because that's not what this is all about. This is all about positivity. So, and what it does is that this is cricket. What it does is it settles your central nervous system. And then go into box breathing. Definitely when you get by yourself, because you're in the midst of it, but you have to maintain your calm, your peace. You have to maintain who you are. Hold your head up, because you are a person before any of this even happened, before the chaos, before whatever happened. My whole thing is this. You are an individual with your own personality, and you have to have that personality um, brought forth or brought out. Women, we tend to build our lives around our mates, or around our best friends if they're really popular. And I'm talking about from child all the way up to you know better. That could be 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, whatever. Up until you know better, you tend to be like, oh, I want to be like her. Or, oh, I want to be like him, you know, or whatever. And then you lose your own identity. You don't even discover who you are. That is suicide, I must say, because you're killing the person inside of you. She's hiding. She want to come out. But no, you keep going over here, and then after you've done that over here, then you want to come and you want to go over here. And no, stay centered. Be who you are. Either they're going to like you or not. And trust me, it took me a while to get to this point in my life, but I did it. And I want to share it with you. I'm not going to say that I just learned it. No, I learned it some years ago, but I got it and I move forward and I have my values. I know what I know. I have discernment. I know what's happening, even if you think I don't know what's happening. And that's what will happen to you once you center yourself and you know who you are. And that's the key. Know who you are. So don't lose yourself, meaning get back to who you are. Maybe you like painting. Maybe you like drawing. Maybe you like, I don't know, whatever it is that you like. Just because Susie Q like it over here don't mean you gotta like it too. Maybe Susie Q like this over here, but you don't. You like to do this. Go do what you like to do. Don't go over here to Susie Q because you want to be like Susie Q. So you're gonna do what Susie Q do. No, you're not gonna do that. We not going there. We gonna stay right where we want to go, right here. and be like, Susie Q, okay, I'll see you later. And just go on and do what you want to do. Because that's who you are. God made you as an individual, and you're the person that you are inside because God made you that person, but you have to bring it out of you. You have to open up and be you. Okay. Now, I think that's all I'm going to say on that. But I want to just reiterate that it's okay if you go in a different direction than a family member or even a spouse, because sometimes you're just so different or you grow differently. And one spouse likes to do something else and the other spouse want to do another thing. It's okay. It's nothing to fight about. It's nothing to get upset about. Why do you want to go? Why do you want to go over here anyway? Or what? And there will come a time when you will do things together, but it's actually good when you do things apart because then you could come back together and you have something to talk about, right? Hey, I'm just saying, be who you are, be your individual self, do the things that make you happy, that bring you joy and peace and happiness, and just allow God to mold you into who He wants you to be. Okay, and don't allow others to make you who they want you to be, because they will do that by putting their ideas in your head, saying, come in, come on, come over here, let's do this, saying, oh, it's not bad, it's okay. Why aren't you going? They'll make you feel bad because you're not doing something that they want you to do, but they're not valuing what you want to do and say, okay, girl, well, we'll catch up with you next week. What's wrong with that? Hello. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I just kind of went off on a rant right there, but I hope you got my message and certain things you can do that can help you to get the wrong people out of your life. You definitely don't want toxic people in your life. If somebody is toxic and causing you depression, causing you to lose yourself, mm-mm. C'est la vie, baby. C'est la vie. And don't feel bad about it, because guess what? Life goes on and you have to live. That's the whole purpose. You have to live. Why are you going to be walking around and with this toxic person in your life and you're feeling bad every single day of your life? Now, it could be family, friends, I mean, I just say relatives, not family, co-workers. Coworkers, you almost, have to deal with them because you got to see them every day at work. But just be cordial. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. And keep it moving. Unless you have to deal with them directly, maybe like a supervisor, which I had to at one point. Oh, this supervisor's, I mean, strong betrayal. I mean, smooth betrayal. Hurt my feelings to the core. Man, the things people do. And because they have so much quote unquote power, they feel like you can't do nothing, or that they know others who are higher up in power, that they make you feel this small, like if you do anything and then you're out the door. Man, oh man, that's why it's better to have your own business. That way you call the shots, you know what you're doing, and you hire the people who you want in your business. And you make sure you hire the people that vibe with you. You make sure you hire the people that will bring you peace, that will bring a good aura into your office or into your space. That's highly important too. So, but hey, you love everybody. You love everybody. God loved everybody. God loves everybody. And so we have to love everybody also. But you just want to love yourself too. And you want to create the space that you want in your life, the vibe, the vibration, the energy. You want good energy around you, and it's okay. I mean, don't apologize for wanting good energy around you. You're still nice to people. You're still nice to that person. You still, hey, hey girl, hey. All right. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps somebody. So, anyways, thank you for listening to Oriya-Overall Wellness. My name is Loretta Ray Weaver, and I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click those notification buttons so you don't miss not one video. Hey, hey, bye.